Hello, welcome to Galactic Goddess, and I am Maya the Shaman. Rodanilia is still in Europe, and so I'm doing this with Queen Helen Abdurajak today. So I'd like to welcome you, Queen.
Thank you very much, Princess Maya. And I'd like also to say my warm regards to Princess Rhoda and all our listeners, and really that are waiting for me to come back in the Galactic TV. And I know that our forefathers are so happy about watching us once again.
Wonderful. As usual, we have some wonderful questions for you, and we haven't seen each other for a while, so this is going to be a good time for us to bring up some questions. And the first one, I know you're a fighter, and what is the secret of your tenacity and perseverance? And what is your goal in this world?
Princess Maya, I am born a fighter. I am born with the mission. If I am not chosen, then I am not implanted with this unwavering faith. And this unwavering faith has given me that gift of obedience to the Father who sent me. I am bounded to fight for the freedom, for the right, the basic right of our poor people. And what is that right? The right to freedom, the right to live in peace and harmony. And this is what we want right now in the world of chaos. But most of all, I am born equipped with the greatest gift of a human being, that is humility.
No, that's beautiful. It's humility is a big one for us because a lot of people have such strong egotistic feeling that they think they know it all, and that if you don't connect that with the supreme creator, and you don't have that heart that's open, to be the conduit of the light, that becomes very muddy. You know what I mean? And so in terms of this wonderful goals that you have, do you think you have reached your target in implementation?
Yes, yes, I know. Because right now, a lot of people, a lot of top leaders really coming. Where is the queen? The queen that fought, because I have put my insignia, my imprimatur in the business proceeding and the way that I have put my roadmap in peace, defense, economic development, healthcare and learning program, and renewable energy, on the premise that we have the oil and gas, the greatest asset of the entire global earth, which is Ligwas and Mars. I have reached that target wherein they have to respect the land, the territory, especially in conjunction with the ecosystem, because we need the Mother Earth to be balanced. As I told you, it has been projected to the world that Queen Helen comes out because of the global resolution of finance, the global resolution of the climate change, which they have made use, the cabal made use of this as they're also trying to protect their interest. But in depth, they are trying to enslave the people of the humanity that are under their supervision, under their ruling. So I have reached my target, Princess Maya.
Mhm.
And I have that already given to the different governance, especially with the Maglindo countries, Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia, under the caretakership of the royal family of Brunei, of Johor, which is that one in Singapore, and of the Great Britain of England. I have given that even to Vatican. They knew right from the start who is Maria Helen Panolino Abdurajak.
No, that's wonderful. Well, you're a leader. So, how can you be a leader to the world that would inspire them to follow you?
I have worked hard. I have put my life into the line, and even so in death, in trying to fight side by side with the poor majority of the entire global earth, not only representing our own family. This is what I want, a leader that has the heart to serve the poor without discrimination. This is the thing that the world needs. I am not presenting myself, but I am telling the world that I am also born a leader with conviction, with what we call the wholesome, which matters of all, the protectiveness of the inner gift. That is the moral, spiritual conviction. And what we see, there is that moral integrity. But most of all, I know that all of this are gifts from the Creator. Born a leader wherein I am not presenting again, but because of what I have done, the imprimatur, the landmark that I have done, that I have served from Maguindanao, trying to reach out to the poor majority. I am with the poor. I wanted to let the poor to be freed from the claws of the politician, from the claws of the machinator, of the programmer. As we say, they are the powerful that enslaved the poor. And this is what I want. As a leader, I am fighting with my own people. Focally, this is my main agenda when I started my mission in 2009. Upon my union with the grandson of Malaysia, Philippines, Indonesia, and we know that he is the grandson that the world is seeking for. Raja Muhammad Gamar Mamay Hassan Abdurajak, Sharif al-Sultan Gamar bin Abdul Ghaffar, of whom has given me this power and authority as the Sultan of Suluan, North Borneo. He has given me this capacity to move forward as he believes that I am chosen to lead the entire humanity to save the poor majority. So my title as Sultana de Jolo, the Queen of the Philippine Islands, has been the power and authority in the resolution of the global financial crisis. That is what I want. A leader with balanced personality, a leader with credibility that has guarded the reputation. That means clean in and out, nothing in the closet. Because a leader with a secret usually becomes the collateral damage wherein they are being blackmailed. So they cannot move forward on what they believe to serve. Instead, they are governed by this blackmailing because of the reputation, because of the credibility that has been destroyed, because the enemy or someone trying to control a leader made them follow them. That is the slavery of power. That's why you want to be a leader, then be pure, purity of heart, purity of soul, wherein no one can battle you up.
Wow, that is the the divine leadership that we're talking about in the past, and that is having nothing under the carpet. You're not hiding anything. It's straight out. Your journey has been long, and it's been a winding, long road for you to just be here with us and speak your truth. And that is like what you always say, speaking your truth is very important for you. So the next thing that I'd like to know is that in your journey in unraveling the lies of the government and the military officials in the Philippines, is there any action you'd like to be recognized?
The action that I'd like the government to recognize is that because I have done my legitimate process, they have to recognize that they had been living in lies. They had been using documents that is not theirs. They have to recognize the fact that the true Sultan of Sulu is not the brother, it is Raja Mamay. And Raja Mamay has given me this power and authority. That's why I move heaven and earth, producing legitimate documents. That's what they are trying to deny from me. And I want them to recognize the fact that it has been submitted legally to the office of the president, to the office of the president of Congress, to the Senate, to the Department of Foreign Affairs, to the Royal ICG, and to the BARM itself. They have to recognize now that BARM cannot serve the poor. Instead, it is being packaged as a claimant. BARM, the Bangsamoro Autonomous Region of Muslim Mindanao, has been designed to block the true heirs and successor. They are claimants. They have to recognize that. Claimants are claimants because there is an owner of the authority. They are claiming that power and authority, machinating even the central bank, producing funds, releasing funds. They have to recognize the lie that they have done for the truth to come out. They have to recognize that Queen Helen is born as the bearer of truth and justice. Justice is the way to achieve this goal. And what is my goal? For them to recognize that they have failed their service towards humanity, towards the poor people of the Philippines, of Malaysia, of Indonesia, of the entire kingdom of Lupah Sug Empire. They have failed us. They have failed. The recognition that I'd like them to see is the moral responsibility and accountability in putting the land and the poor people into debt by using war and chaos. They have made use this as their armaments to mislead the poor people and to put them into hunger and to put them into severe oppression and suppression. That is why Queen is also the fighter of freedom to live, freedom to choose, freedom to speak, but they cannot because the power and authority as given by God, by Allah, is with Queen and King. That's why they cannot impose their law in relation to oppression and suppression and squeezing the entire people just to beg them and release the funds. I want them to recognize that they have been spoiling the food. All of those that has been given to them, they have been spoiling, they have been destroying the donation to give to the poor. Instead, they want that to give to the livelihood, wherein I would always say they have put it to animals. I have my own terms to that because they are making use of it. Instead to feed the poor, they have to feed their own corporation so that they will earn more money out of that. So that's how I'd like them to recognize their mistake, their failure in the service of the poor people.
Wow, you're very courageous and very outspoken as well. So are you afraid of your life since you have been talking against all these type of people, including the Cabal and Illuminati in the past? And you said that you have created the opposite, which is the 999 versus 666. So this is all, it's a big history of, a warrior type of personality to come into, heads to heads, coming together with being able to face your opponent like that. So what would you say about something like this? Are you afraid of your life since you're dealing with
No,
different type of people?
no, not at all. I became brave because I have seen the war.
Mhm.
I have seen how they made use of the young army to be put to death
Mm.
for their own program,
Mm.
for them to sit into power. They have made use of the military. They have made use the BARM. It is before called ARMM. And they have made use this claim of the armed group as their magnification that there is war in Mindanao.
Mhm.
I am born to be brave again. Because if I am not brave, I may not become so tenacious in spelling their evil action. I am born to become courageous so that my people will be protected under the umbrella of the dominion wherein the cabal has been doing. They are also conglomerated corporations. They have made use of the source of origin. That's why resolution of the global financial crisis, which the cabal has owned, has claimed the source of origin, which is the 617,500 metric tons of gold and 500,000 10 carats diamonds, which was taken from Sulu, from Lupah Sug, because when you say Lupah Sug, it is including the royal Hashemite of Sulu and Sabah, wherein that is the stronghold of the power and authority of the Royal Imperial Lupah Sug Islamic United Kingdom of Sulu and North Borneo, and as balanced by the Philippine Islands. I am trying to tell them that everything is unraveled. The lies has been unraveled because truth is like a two-edged sword governed by the principle that nothing has to be hidden when you have to put justice. And Queen of Justice will always find a way to speak out for the truth.
The world has been really corrupt and so much corruption, not only in one country, but it spreads like a blanket of darkness throughout. So it's funny. not so funny, because just like myself, having to work with asking you questions, we also have been almost attacked by, by some detractors and accused for interviewing you. So, and your comrade. So how did you manage to respond to your detractor? Because sometimes I don't want to say anything. I just want to know what you have to say about how you do it.
When you speak out the truth, they are going to react. Why? Because they have kept something in themselves. What they knew is only of what they see, but the real essence of it, the essential things left to the eye that has been given to you as the son or daughter of God, of Allah. So what I am doing, the one that you attack, the one that really attack you, I have already given that to the cyber group of Lupah Sug. They have tracked down. Now he is not, she is not stopping. But what she didn't know, that everything has a way. Remember, I am not only a political government. I am a parallel government. Had been operating since time immemorial. That means if you are with God, if you are with the divinity, you have to protect your own creation. And God gave me that task, that responsibility. So therefore, they did not see that I have the capacity to go beyond that materiality of creation. And that is the power of the spiritual that they have not seen. So they are being governed by cabal. Their signs, their action, their words are all cabal. They can quote the Bible, but the Bible is tricky because even Satan claimed to be God, claimed to be Allah. So we as the divine being, given that special skill and ability, do you think I will just use the computer? Do you think I will just use the cyber watch? Do you think I will just use the immigration, the entities that I could find them? I can ask the globe. I can ask the smart. I can ask everything that could track down everybody. But, however, I have that respect. But if you will have to go overstep that is not right, then Queen has to use the power of the divinity. That is then the demarcation between the cabal and God. The 666 and the 999.
Well,
I am not afraid. And I am not stopping because I am born to fight for the right to spell out what they have done. Because as I have created and implement the golden age, that is the power of the divinity.
Wow, this is really powerful. And a lot of people are also anticipating for peace on earth, and we need to put things in order, and that is a very important part of being a conduit of the divine. We follow the calling that has come to us as soldiers of light, and I feel you. I can hear that strongly in your voice. And there's so many of us, but a lot of people are afraid, and with that fear, I feel like it makes them even more hidden in the shadow. And it's important that the people really stand up, and raise their frequency, do more meditation, do anything that can bring their God self into presence. I think that's very important, because the truth is that fear is always used to make people not follow their inner calling. It puts people down on a lowest pedestal. Like, you can easily step on people that is not able to speak their truth, because they are just not following their intuition, their inner being. And that is lack also of morality, not to speak your truth. And we're here to do our work, our mission for God. And God is the universe, the creator of all things and all beings. And what's the use of life, right, if we don't focus on what we're called to do? So this is a very important mission. And I feel you in my heart. And there's a lot of people now standing up. And so hopefully there's more of us than the few of them. And so this is really the ruling that people need to stand up and speak their truth. Otherwise we're useless. There's no use being quiet. It's actually more dangerous for them to be quiet, because you can easily be driven over by a big truck if you're so quiet. So being loud and talking about the truth is really self-empowerment. And I think that is very, very important for people to hear and recognize what is self-empowerment, right? You doing
Yes.
it, you're inspiring us. And so why can't others do the same? Yeah. And we know the difference between good and evil. So here we are, we're doing this.
This is the very reason why a lot of people became mediocre. They don't want to speak because they have to protect their interest. Oh, they would always say, if I say that, my alliance will have to get my property. Oh, I cannot. So they are goody-goody to me. They present they are with me. They present that they are supporting me. But in fact, they are just using me to protect their interests. So they have to be with me and report it to their allied in the service of lies, in the service of conspiracy. That is their crash. That is the human of today. That's why we are here. You are there. In your books, you have laid down all of those, that we have to change the premise of lifestyle for them to see the real essence of who is God, who is Allah. So in our next video, I'd like to bring in Raja Mamay.
Okay, sure. That'll be great. I think he's a wonderful presence that he's got, and we really enjoy his presence. He's a very spiritual man, so
Yes,
it's really helpful to have a divine masculine, what we call,
yes,
to be front and center as well. So yes,
yeah.
thank you. Let's do that.
Because this is now what we can do. The warring religion, they have made use the religion as their mastery to enslave their followers, the followers, which are the poor majority. So I'd like also to bring in Raja. We're in the part of the Islamic. He can really say what is from his heart. And we, because this is now the embodiment of the universal religion of the world, that even the intergalactic are into this mission. So that's why the Galactic Goddess, thank you very much, because you have imbibed in yourself that divine spiritual life in your own very self. That's how I have been seeing you. That's why when you were attacked, I immediately have the courage to say, oh, she didn't know of who she is. She didn't know of who is the one she is attacking. Not me. You, the beautiful creation of God. That is the essence, because you have something which she doesn't have. She has nothing comparable to the creation of God in me. That's why they keep on talking, which are not of essential to the projection of the mission. I said, I just have simply to say to the grandfathers, it's not anymore my turf, it's yours. You make a decision. That's why people become distorted. Fear, fear comes in. So they keep on saying things and saying things. That's why there is now the imbalance of the personality, wherein the true character, the imbalanced character comes out, because they have not protected their dignity, credibility, and their integrity.
Yeah, it is a product of a long history of being a human. And in the Philippines, in Maharlika, we have experienced so much wartime. I mean, for hundreds and hundreds of years, and it has never stopped. In the South, in Mindanao, it just keeps going on and on and on. It's ridiculous. It's almost absurd to see it because it's just over the top. It's like, why are they doing it over and over and over again? And now the world is going crazy completely, just from one war to the next. And it's just like human beings are losing it left and right. And I think Mother Nature, as like what you said before, Mother Nature will intervene at some point in time, because we've seen how much Mother Nature is already speaking through volcanoes, through typhoons, through other means, where she's able to take part, in the process of shifting the dimension and the energy in our planet. So you said many things about this before, but I'm just reminding people again that it's important for human beings to really hone in, and feel their relationship with the divine, because this is really the center, part of our life. That's why we're born, and that's why we keep coming back to this planet Earth, because we got to learn our lessons very well and shape up. Otherwise, Mother Nature will ship us out. So
She's doing her job. The queen of the environment, as the queen of the Mother Nature. Her wrath is everywhere.
goodness.
And I keep on telling them, if they will not stop, that is the embodiment of the 8 elements: fire, water, soil, air, mountains, rivers, all of this, the thunder, these are being governed by the queen of the Mother Earth. So these people that really cannot deeply see are the people that will just say things that they themselves one day would be accountable of what they say, because they are living with the air. They cannot live without water either, and they cannot survive with extreme cold. So all of this, they have taken for granted the real essence of why they are created, why they exist. They are existing because of the power of the Mother Earth, the power of God, of Allah, that has given to them. They did not see that. All they see is, one day I shall die, so I have to enjoy all this kind of comfort. I have to enjoy all this luxury that these leaders of Cabal trying to give them. They do not care about where their soul go when they die. Now with us, with our power and authority, and there's governing rules and regulation. We are trying to put into structure the importance of the divinity. That's why when you say divinity, we are trying to see the other being inside us, the soul, the spirit. This is the one that we have to give importance now. What would happen? Do you want to be living in eternity, or are you going to be in hell? And that is the crucial truth. There is hell.
Well, there is such word in Sanskrit. It's called karma palaboga. That means whatever action one takes, it will come back to them. You know, and sometimes it adds more. It's kind of like the bank, you know, whatever good actions we create, it and we save it, it adds up. And you know, if we keep taking something from it and we're stealing something, then that action will come back to you as well. So there is the whole thing about karma. Karma comes back without us thinking about it, because it's Mother Nature who takes care of it. And there's another word for that in Sanskrit. It's called Shakti. Shakti is the mother of the universe, you know, and she takes accounts of everything, every action we do.
Yes.
It's powerful.
It's a powerful message because in the governmental policy of the divinity, anything you do, anything comes out from your mouth is recorded in the book of life of the divinity. And people failed to see that. People didn't realize that is the mechanism that the divine authority is trying to put it in us, to remind the creation, to remind each human being that your soul is your collateral towards the entrance to the paradise. That is your choice. Because the greatest freedom that God given us is to choose. God give this free will to us. That God is a very loving God. You want to go in hell or you want to go in heaven? That's why there is a heaven court. And that's the one that I kept on giving to these people. This is the government within their hearts. You have to choose whether you like to be good or to be bad. The karma that you say will always go back to those people who choose to be bad. And karma is not only the effect of what he does, it can go to your loved ones. Who knows? Your karma will go to your brother, to your mother. That's why you just simply have all this eternal pain.
Yes,
Doctors cannot cure. Doctors cannot cure that.
Yes, the Native American Indians calls it the 7 generations, where your karma of your family gets absorbed by the next generation, the next generation, the next generation, and so on and so forth. And so, yes, I'm with you on that one. That's how family members who have created bad actions in the past, it goes down to the lineage below them. And so it's about time for people to recognize that this is for real. It's not a trick of the mind. It happens. And so we, as the generation at this moment in time, whoever is listening to us, will have to understand that a healing is needed. Deep healing is needed for each and every one, from the government all the way down to each and every person, to really look into their own souls and see what they're feeling and analyze and be more of a discovery. So there's a self-discovery that has to happen. And if we don't do that, we just lose our mind. We cannot be in the right frame of mind. We are always distracted with something, and there's so many distractions in this world as we know it. And so people who don't have the right intention and the right frame of mind gets lost, and they go a little bit cuckoo and crazy with that kind of mentality.
Yes, true, true. And that is the case, Princess Maya. That is the relevance of your mission. Your write-ups, your book gives enlightenment to those people who are searching for that kind of life.
Mhm.
People can just accuse us that we are also cuckoo, that we are also crazy. But they didn't know that we are chosen to give this mission that you people didn't understand. Why some people commit crime? Because they did not protect their soul. They let other spirit comes in
Mhm.
and just could easily kill. That's why every religion, they have their prayers, they have their structure, they have their policy, they have their regulation,
Mhm.
in the premise that they have to protect the purity of heart, purity of soul, so that you will never go bad. But since our leaders project bad mouth, bad character, bad principle, so the people thought that that is right. Precisely, we are trying to do this now. They have not realized of what is really the most important things to happen in the new generation. This fight is really very crucial, head-to-head collision, because all the cabals are also powerful because they have the power of money, they have the power of conspiracy, they have the power to just get you and kill you. That is the cabal. And now the poor people are being enticed to follow them. And what are the things they are doing? Okay, when you are with us, I will give you allowance million by millions. I will give you the comfort. You will have to have the ID. And now I heard they are giving 200,000 for them to have the chips to be planted. They are all here now in Philippines.
Oh,
And
no.
now they are recruiting people. One time, big time. All of these are part and mechanism of the cabals. And these people are clinging to this recruitment with the promise that they have luxury in life. They are easily swayed by these people. Now, what the government does, they are tolerating this because they are also inside the cobwebs of the cabal. What can we get from them? So, therefore, since September 16, 2023, at the end of that government that has been loaned to them, this is now the power that we have to account, we have to audit, we have to put them into something that they would realize that they have overstepped on that power and authority we have loaned to them. That's why all the countries in the world are called loaned countries, because all their backups, their central banks, had gotten from the source of origin of the 617,500 metric tons of gold.
Hmm.
All the instruments that Apulakay got that partially from the 617,500. That's why all the source of that instrument coming from 217,000 metric tons of gold. They are all crazy. They thought They can maneuver everything. But upon the bringing back, the reinstallation, and the reinstatement of the real president, which has the dominion of the global finance, is back, then this is the beginning of the true government. The government of God, the divinity, through the Federal Republic of Lupah Sug, through the Federal Republic of Philippine Islands. This is now, we're in the umbrella of Lupah Sug Empire, is in this mission. Precisely, I stopped those people using Maharlika. Maharlika is the sacred name kept by Lemuria. So they have abused, misused, and used this for their own self-gratification, for their own movement, for their luxurious enticement of the people. So I scrap anyone using Maharlika shall be arrested. That is Queen. Now they say, I'm just talking of nothing. These people are little fickle-minded. They had been governing by the cabal because the projection of the TV, of the media, all of this, the implant of this media fixation, they are being taught to fight the truth. And the truth of lies has been unraveled. That's why anyone talking about that, I just simply say, oh, the son of Siroy. Siroy is the name of Satan. And Satan has been incarcerated. But there are groups of council of Satan, the number 2 to number 8, that are still operating. That's why all of this cabal still continuing their operation in the premise of war and chaos, killings, human trafficking, bloody sucking, all of this human flesh eating, they are into that. And this is the one that I'd like to challenge the people. Are you with them or are you with me, with Raja? Because what I want is the cleansing of the true blood of our forefathers, which is direct in the administration and management of God, of Allah, and of the religion that has been instituted in the premise of good and divine life.
I'm with you. I think that the cleansing process is quite important, especially now. And I am with you that the word Maharlika is a very, very special name that's given for Lemuria. It's a fragment of Lemuria. And there's even a master who he has passed away. He's an Indian master, and he's we call him Guru. And he spoke about Maharlika being the great land, and it has to be honored and it has to be respected. And those who disrespect it will owe something towards that. And I'm with you on that one because it's a very important name.
Yes, and that's where I give them the karma, the curse that they have to take for belittling little things, for putting the Maharlika just at their own specific mind and at their own command, wherein they have caused the imbalance of the program of the divinity. That's why you see them, you see their aura, they are really like a demon, and they could smile in a different way. Did you know that they are already governed by Satan himself? That is how they are. And the government and the people in the government, they are tolerating that. So therefore, they are liable into it. Liability in the divinity is causing your own soul. That's it. You lose, you go in hell. That is Kabal.
Well, hell is a suffering as a place of where your soul cannot evolve anymore. You know, the greatness of the soul has come here to evolve and to go back to the source of all that is. That's my understanding of
Yes, I
why
agree with you.
Mhm. And so if we use it in a wrong direction, we're pretty much selling our soul out to the wrong places or people that, or the wrong entities, which shamanism talks about entities and those beings that don't have a human body, and they take over people because it's almost like they want to hijack the physical body of another person in order for them to express themselves, because they have no expression. It's through this body that you get the expression. And that's what I learned about spirituality, is that we are so blessed to have a physical body, because there's so many souls out there that wants to come into the physical form to experience, to be able to experience creativity, becoming a conduit of the divine. But there's a fight having to have a physical body, and people don't understand this.
By now they should. By
They
now they should.
should.
As we speak. That's why they commit evil. They commit that they themselves cannot understand. Why they are being driven to commit evil. As we speak, they must know. That's why they are living in hell. They didn't realize that someone driving their soul already. They didn't
Yes.
know that their soul in exchange became a wayward already. So someone taking position to that. And whose job is that? That is the job of our grandfather, supposedly. And you are part of that healing mechanism so that the soul will be purified. The shaman way is a part of the Lemuria. And we know for sure. Didn't know that Queen is working on that side. Didn't know that Queen has the eye to see beyond. Did I ask for this? In our first question that we have, that is the secret. I am born to do this. So they have equipped me from the tip of my hair down to the tip of my toe. In my nails, they have guarded me. So every word that is being uttered is from them. I believe in that because if you do the will of God, if you believe that you are the most blessed one, you will always speak for refinery of words. You have that kind of ability not to hurt others, but justice as being called divine justice. I have to say things. I have said it in the most melodious way, but these people that could hear, they are already critically doing things because they have not realized that they have been hurt. They had been there inside of them is the different spirit because they allowed Siroy to be with them. That is how life now. Now, we are here. We have so many spiritual leaders proclaiming about all the Bibles, all about the Quran, all about the Torah, all of this. They are talking about that. But the physical, tangible, have they lived in accordance to what they preach? That's why those people using the Bible preaching, and those the one that attack you, the family, they are good. They have their gods. But when I saw, that's why I told the immigration, all the foreigners here in the Philippine Islands, check on them. I will get the copy of who they are. That's one. That's one that I wanted, because the cabal from the other world are sending also their deliverance through their own, you know, human delivery.
Mm.
That is the one spreading.
Yeah.
Here, they are categorizing themselves as prophets. They are even using the family, the first family,
Mhm.
to invade us. This is now the invasion of the spirit trying to drive the physical body. That's why our work in the Lemuria is more critical than they thought. How much more our work in the intergalactic power? That's one thing they should understand. Who is Queen? Now they are saying the Queen of the Universum Magnum. They are just categorizing on what they believe, the inculcation of the cabal. So they are trying to drive someone to spread something that would make my reputation blemished. But however, I said, I have nothing in my closet. Therefore, boom, 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 return to you. Whoever made any attack on me, boom, that is what you call will be reverted to you.
Karma.
That is karma.
That's karma.
Yes. Whatever you do to your brothers will come back to you. And that is also in the Quran. That is also in the Bible. And that
Yes.
is
It's an unavoidable, it's in Buddhism, it's in the yoga practices, it's in spirituality. The basic of spirituality is learning how to work with your own self and improve it and create the right actions for yourself and for others. So it's a basic, really, truly, in order to create a healthy, human relationship or a society. It's important to know thyself, because a person that is lost has a lot of lies inside, and they couldn't figure out what's the next lie they're going to talk about, and they even forget what they have said.
yes. They're being caught with their mouth. Look, when the politician take a lie, Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3. Now they tried to change their face, but they forget to change their fingers, their hands. So still they could be identified. Hey, I have the picture of that fellow. But they are powerful. They are using this way to seduce people, to present themselves that they are still alive. And that is the part of the devil already.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I
Yes, that's really great because they are being governed by the cabal. That's simple as that.
Well, they can even transport your soul, create a new body, and it's almost like a computer that a
A
computer
robot,
a
the robots of today, they are
yes.
magnifying that. So I am stopping that because that is not the way God wants us to
No.
be. They are killing good peoples. They are killing humanity, replacing with these robots because of their scientific um, invention. So
Mhm.
they play gods. So they must be stopped. They
Yeah,
must be
it's
stopped.
totally misinformation. An organic human body is very different, and it's not compatible to all these electronic gadgets. And I don't know how they're trying to put it together that way, but it's not normal according to what I think or what I know as an organic human being.
It's
It's
a
not.
simple way of saying, Princess Maya, anything that is not created by God, by Allah, is abnormal.
Mhm.
But, but we ourselves becomes abnormal. Why? Because they are normal what they say. So you see the comparativeness, they put they are normal. So we become the abnormal.
Mhm.
That is Cabal's way.
Mhm.
That is Satan's way.
Mhm.
Trying to be God, producing the image of God, but deep inside they are not the God that we want.
Mhm. For sure, for sure. Well, I really appreciate this conversation. I'm so glad we came together.
Yes.
And there's so much in this. It's potent what we just talked about. I thought we're just gonna do very little talk, just questions and answer, but we went very deep in this conversation. And I think that, there's wisdom in what we're talking about. And
Yes.
so we're bringing that out also into the air for people to pick up. And those who have the ears to hear and eyes to see will be able to pick it up. And so don't judge people
Yes.
how according to you you see us, because the judgment is internal. There's truly a self work that we need to do. It's all internal work that we need to do in our lives. So, well, thank you, Queen, for being here today. And
Welcome as always.
just love seeing you.
Yeah,
So,
a lot is waiting for this moment to be with you, and we have the substance of what people would like to see. There are a lot of leaders going wayward because of the leadership that others present at the expense of their family. They are being squeezed, they are being controlled because for fear that their family will become the collateral. So now we're trying to open their minds, their soul, that speak out now, be truthful, and fight for your right, that only God has the power and authority to control us, not anyone else, not anyone else. So thank you also for giving me the opportunity to be speaking freely in the name of the divinity, in the name of our forefathers, in the intergalactic government, and also with the Lemuria. Blessing for each and everyone.
blessings. And we'll see you next time with the King Mamay.
Yes, with
Thank
King
you.
Mamay, and I'm sure that you will love seeing Kuya Raja in our next episode. Bye bye.
Okay, bye for now.